Greetings, everyone, and I welcome you all back to even more of my adventures in Valkyria Chronicles. So, last time we have liberated a Brule, a hometown of our main characters, and I gotta say that was probably the easiest mission I had in a while, I gotta say, because that's where my snipers were finally able to shine and show what they are really capable of, and I was really pleased with the results I saw right there. So without any other ado, let us continue straight where we started. However, guys, before we jump into a mission, uh, there is a little story I would like to tell you, and that includes us going into the headquarters. Mm. Like, the story is that, like usual, I was pretty much doing the skirmishes, like the new skirmishes. And while we are at the topic of skirmishes, I consider them more like a single timer bonus location, if you know what I mean. Like, um, I don't know. I'm not a grinding type of person who would just grind money and levels to overpower the enemy. No, like I did pretty much every skirmish only once as the single timer bonus. However, during that skirmish, there was a little incident that got me really thinking, and what it is the Susie, like she used to be one of my scouts. She had this nasty perk humanitarian, which says unable to forgive themselves for harming another person, they cannot take any further action after attacking. What they really mean is they're pretty much saying in your face, fuck you in your face, and I will completely ignore your order and shooting. And to be honest, that completely screwed me over when the enemy turn was coming, and so I decided, you know what? No, I am not having you in my squad anymore, since thank God I discovered that issue during the skirmish. So she's not a part of my squad, and because of that, I kinda took another look of at my squad and rehashed them all. And to be, I was personally surprised because of that. Like, for some reason, I unlocked a new shock trooper once I finished the latest skirmish. So, like, it got me a bit thinking. Like, I thought new troopers would be available only once I beat new missions and stuff, but now it got me thinking. So please tell me, guys, did I do some special conditions or something? Like, why all of a sudden she was unlocked? Like, why all of a sudden she was unlocked after finishing the skirmish, if they are not plot related. But nevertheless, I did quite a nice rehash of the everyone I have, and
Come back.
that should be decent enough for now, I would assume. So, like, that's pretty much the story I had, and I was thinking like, thank God I found that such incident might happen, and I don't want to be screwed like that on the actual mission. But nevertheless, now that our crew is updated and polished, let's go straight to the chapter 13 and see what this is all about. The clash at Magyar.
After wresting it from the Empire's control, Squad 7 left Brule for Magyar, the stage for this war's grandest battle. Even as they traveled, an increasing number of soldiers streamed into both camps. Both sides braced to feel the brunt of the other's army in the fight for all of Gallia.
General, as I've said 100 times now, I strongly recommend a change of tactics.
He's got me kind of really pumping, if you know what I mean, because all this, like the grand battle and stuff like
With
that.
the disparity in numbers, it's lunacy to send the Gallian forces on an all-out attack. We'd stand better chances centered around our defensive holdings, fending off advances.
The enemy have gathered in one place for us. We can't let this chance slip by. If we win this one battle, we'll be able to kick those imps out of Gallia for good.
General, we lack the manpower to break through an enemy force that large.
If we're short on soldiers, why aren't you out drafting more farmhands for us?
Seriously? Like, seriously?
Do you honestly plan to let our countrymen die needlessly out there?
When attacked, if not now, Varrot, we will win this battle. We must. We'll throw everything Gallia's got at them. A few casualties are going to be inevitable.
I really don't like you.
If you've got time to sit there fretting, go light a fire under those yokels of yours.
Understood. I will do my best.
Really do not approve of this, General.
Sorry I'm late.
We deploying?
We're still on standby. I'm figuring we'll get the order to move out a bit past noon.
Gotcha!
Is everybody ready to go?
All set and waiting for the word, but it sure looks like the enemy's got us in numbers.
They do. The invading front's nearly all here. This one's gonna be a major battle.
I've made my peace with it and all, but seeing them all lined up out there's heavy.
Guys, can I say something? I grew up in an orphanage. I don't have a family, and I always thought I was alone. But Welkin showed me I was wrong. That I wasn't alone at all. Not anymore. The Sevens are... You guys are my family now.
That's nice thing to say before the major battle.
The squad's your family.
Before a big battle like this, it's scary. I figure I feel just like all of you do. But when I think I'm here alongside my family, I feel strong enough to fight.
Family, huh? My old folks are gone, and I got no siblings, but I bet this is what it's like. Of course, any siblings of mine would have grown up a lot better acting than you lot.
Sounds odd to say it, but you're right. And I bet Isara's watching over us all.
Well, I hope that helped you get over your Darkson hatred, Rosie.
Alright, let's go do this.
Yeah, let's go put holes in those tanks.
Yeah, then let's all come back here together.
I sure hope so.
We'll get through this fight and see Gallia free again on the other side.
Yeah, like all this stuff, like it really got me pumped. I will be honest about it. Like, this feel like really major right here. So, it looks like this is an enemy perspective this time.
Your Grace, all troops have arrived at Magyar and adopted combat positions. This time we'll crush their feeble army and see your Grace to the doorstep of Randgries.
Make it so. Selvaria, you have never failed me in your loyalties thus far. I exist because you exist, one aside the other. You go with my trust.
I wonder if that has the meaning I exist because you exist, or I only live because you are by my side protecting me.
Sir, Your Grace, you are too kind. I was a worthless wretch before you brought me into the light of Your Grace's company. Estranged from my parents before I could know them, thrown into that research facility. The object of heinous experiments and deprived of human contact. But Your Grace took me from that place, raised me to be a human before a Valkyria.
Then awaken the powers within you. I betrayed the trust you placed in me.
No, Grace. Once I learned that the Valkyria's powers stir only when the body faces death. I didn't hesitate a moment. I would gladly pierce this breast again, even now.
I see.
When you granted me the shield and the lance from the ruins, I became Valkyria only for you. Never until then had I thought to feel pride in the Valkyria's blood within me.
Now is the time to show the world the power that blood holds. Go forth, Selvaria. Bring victory to my army.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Sorry guys, I need to scratch. From the experience with this Batamus, yeah, it was the Batamus. She kind of screwed my, put some screws in my plan of how to proceed with the operation, and if she's gonna be doing this again, it's gonna be a tough day for my guys, I'm afraid. But let's see what this is about. This thing is about.
Tanks at 015. Gallian forces approaching. Approximately 2 regiments.
Silly fools. Now feel the power of the Valkyrie. My Lord Maximilian, this time we will win. I promise you.
That really doesn't sound very good for us. Showdown at the Magyar. Well, first of all, let's save this. Oh! That kinda got me really excited about this, to be honest. And not only it is a major battle, which I assumed it was like on the final or something, but there was like still plenty of the research to go, so I'm not really sure if it is really final, but that should definitely give us like shit ton of research new stuff where I will burn my money. Alright then everyone, let's do this. Let's see what this is all about.
This is a full-scale showdown against the Empire's entire invasion force. Here are the details.
I cannot hold excitement if I have to say it like this. Imperial forces are holed up in an expensive network of trenches across Nagier Plain. Our soldiers been working to dig trenches, but the folks upstairs have issued the order for an all-out attack. Do your best to avoid enemy fire as you make your way into their trenches, then commence your offensive. Okay, objective. You'll notice there's the broad patch of no man's land between their trenches and ours, wide open for heavy bombing. If your intel is right, they have off-site long-range rockets trained on the area. They can't hit you inside those trenches, but more or less the entire flatland area will be caught in a blast. Ooh, that sounds nasty. We think the order to fire is being issued from the enemy camp midway across the combat area. If you occupy the right camp, you should be able to prevent any more rockets from coming in. Okay, the right camp. Furthermore, because of their inability to avoid those rockets, you won't have your tanks... You won't have your tanks to start with this time. Once you have stopped the rockets, the tank can be deployed. Until then, it's up to the foot soldiers to take that camp. Okay, so it's standard. Okay, so if it is... So, definitely need Alicia, Rosie, and Largo for the CP. I'm not really sure. Like, I will bring the sniper for the time being. But what I think I'm gonna do here, since this is the trenches, it might be a good idea to take my scouts Ted and Nancy. Like, he's my new addition. Like, if it is gonna be a game of kicking the enemies out of the trenches, like from crouching, I think this should be the best approach. And let's have Lane, I want her to try her out, and Jane, since she is the imp hater. And I don't think I would need the engineer right now, since we don't have a tank. Oh, alright everyone.
I ask that you give me 100% on this one.
Well, we have to. I mean...
Well, here we are, I guess. That enemy camp looks awfully well protected.
This one's going to come down to slipping past the enemy fire and into their lines.
Lieutenant Gunther, that Valkyria from Boreas has been sighted here as well.
Oh, this is bad news.
The Eastern Front is suffering debilitating losses to her as we speak.
Are you serious?
It's possible she'll head this way before much longer. Keep your eyes open.